It's camera from the other side, my broken knee. Sideways.
No, we picked your flattering ring. I watched all those press conferences. I know what your good side
Gotta
is.
be the other side.
I know what your good side is.
There's chance.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's post-match media availability with Austin FC head coach Josh Wolff. Before we get into questions, we're going to give Josh the opportunity to say a few words. While he does that, I will give everyone permission to record. Josh, whenever you want to go.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's a great night. It's a great opportunity for our guys to play against a very good team. Atlas, obviously champions of Mexico, and you can see they have quality all through their group. And first and foremost, we're appreciative to have the game, and I think our guys enjoyed it, our fans enjoyed it, and most importantly, I think that our players responded extremely well. We got a lot of guys minutes. And at this point in preseason, that's what we're looking to do is to fill some minutes for guys. Certainly get certain individuals 60 minutes, and then now the next guys that could come in to get an impulse. But I thought the quality of the game was very good. Great intensity, great speed, and it's a real measuring stick for us now as we move through preseason. And I think our response throughout that game from the first group and even started the second half from the first group was incredible. The resiliency and the grind and the collectiveness was certainly on display. And then we came into the game in the second half and played quite well. And as we made more subs, the next group came in and lifted us even more. So really proud of the guys. And again, this is a group that's certainly driving their own direction right now. And it's good to see. Very collective, very unified, and they can feel and see that there's more quality and competitiveness in the group. And, I think that was on display today. It was a lot of fun to be part of and watch, but this should give our guys a lot of confidence.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate that. Before we get started, just some quick reminders. If you'd like to ask a question, please utilize the raise hand function. First go around, we'll limit everybody to one, max 2 questions. And if we have time at the end, we'll circle back around to you. So without further ado, Chris Bills, go ahead, take us away with the first one.
Yeah, thanks, Cam. Hi, Josh. Just with that lineup, like you said, a lot of those guys competing for minutes, it seems. What was the kind of the message for them and, putting them in the big spot in front of the Q2 crowd? What were you hoping to see from them, and what did you see from that unit, especially the guys in midfield that are kind of competing?
Yeah, I think it's what we wanted to see was, again, I think there was a level of uncertainty as to what Atlas would look like. And certainly they stress you. They're a good team. They can spread you out. They're littered with quality. And we talked to our guys. It's going to be a challenge, and it's not going to be perfect throughout the match. But putting in a good amount of effort and being unified when you go to do actions, whether it's pressing or playing, is what's going to carry us through it. But I think, as the game went on, our guys found their way. The second half, we made a couple adjustments we talked about at halftime, and that set our guys up in a much, much better way. But, the willingness to fight and compete was incredible. The start of the second half from those guys was awesome. And, I said to them and the entire group, it should give each individual confidence that, you can find ways to understand what's needed in that second half, but also you were able to grind through the first half. So a lot of positives, certainly a lot of positives, and there were good performances in both halves.
Josh, what was Johan dealing with there in the first half? So he came off at halftime. It looked like he came off a couple times.
Yeah, he had some tightness in his calves, and he was able to kind of grind through it. We pushed him through it a little bit. As long as it wasn't a strain or anything like that, I think we were pretty safe with letting him continue on. But he had some tightness, almost like cramping, I think is what he was saying. So whether that's the socks are tight or, it's an intense game. There's no doubt about it. It's an uptick from most preseason games, that's for sure. So he competed well, and I think he came through it fine. But we were able to get Kip in there, and all things were pretty good after that.
Is there any concern with fitness with him this point in preseason? Or?
Yeah, everyone's getting minutes. Everyone's trying to get fit. I think carrying the game 60 minutes, he got a half, which helps. But we'll obviously try to push his fitness level going forward. But it was important for everybody to get some good minutes this week. That's what it's been about. We have another game against Chicago, so trying to build in the minutes in the right way, in a responsible way, is what we're shooting for, to have these guys ready for the game against Cincinnati.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Phil West, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a little bit about Keller and his development. And obviously, he fell kill at number 5 in super draft, and so I just wanted to have you address that great good fortune and talk about how he was play.
Yeah, no, Kip's a good kid, and we had a good call with him, and I think even after we selected him, he had good feelings about coming to Austin. He would even tell us that certainly after the fact, he had a real desire to be part of what we were building, the way that we played, and certainly the project that we are now in our second year of. But we were delighted that he was there, and certainly he was one of our guys that we wanted. And fortunate maybe for us, but his development has been good. He is a warrior. He competes hard. He's athletic. He's taking on some information and applying it. We obviously got to be patient with him. He's played some good minutes and gotten some good opportunities, and he's shown quite well. But there's still a lot of work to be done for Kip. But he's got a high ceiling. And we took Danny last year and again was a good player and brought him into our system. And we're looking to do the same thing with Kip. He's going to play minutes for us, and he's going to compete with the rest of the center backs. But his start has been solid. But we got to continue his development, both physically and mentally.
Yeah. And then just real quick about GK and Radis, their performances tonight. I mean, I know goals is obviously going to be a concern heading into 22.
Yeah, I think I think GT performed quite well. He gave us Atlas was difficult. They were 1-for-1. They were pressing us high. It's always a challenge, regardless of what that looks like. So he gave us a good release valve. He started to understand what was needed, brought guys into the game. We created. It wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing first half, but the grinding, the competing was good, and we had some chances for sure. I think putting some balls in front of goal, some of the opportunities that we got in quick transition were there, but I thought it was a good performance from Musa. He needed the minutes, so he got a decent amount of minutes, which I think we're all pleased with, and physically he got through it. And then we were able to get Danny in there as well. But glad that he was able to get good minutes and perform well. Rodney, just a half for him. He came into preseason a little bit late, so we're going to be certainly responsible with him. But again, his preferred side is the right side, but we have a lot of competition. So I think that's what's going to be. And it was on display tonight. The competing and the combativeness of our group, the depth of our group is much different, and the mentality is much different. So there's a lot of things I hope the fans are happy about because we see the growth, and it's something that looks certainly pleasing to us.
Thanks, Phil. Tyler Feldman, go ahead.
Hey, Josh. Speaking of the fans, there was one point where they just looked at the fan section, the supporter section, and just was fired up. Just the fan support, season friendly. It seemed like a regular season match.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's not hard to get up for a game, whether it's, certainly Atlas is a big opponent, but any opponent out there in front of these fans, the energy, the atmosphere that's created every single game is incredible. Felipe is as genuine a human being, as energetic a human being, and as professional a human being as I've been around. I mean, it's impressive to see his interest level and investment into this group in a short time has been incredible to see, and it bleeds through guys. It's amazing how quickly he's kind of woven himself into so many little pockets of players and from different places around the world. And that's who he is. He wants the fans riled up. He wants his teammates riled up, and he won't let it go. He will not let it go. And it was much needed. And he's gotten a great response from the players, and I think equally from the fans. So, and I thought he performed pretty well tonight as well.
And Tyler, you got another one, or you good?
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Yep, my pleasure.
Awesome. Colby Gordon, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Josh, just kind of building on that. I thought Felipe, as you mentioned, showed a lot of class and quality, especially in the first half. Can you kind of just expand your thoughts on what he showed on the pitch? Yeah,
I think he brings a level of intensity to training and games. I mean, in training, he's getting into it with Sebastian and Alex. He doesn't back out of anything based on anybody. So he plays and competes at a high level, and that was on display again in the first half. He had a bit of bite to him, and then he also had a bit of calm to him. He knows how to find pockets. He's calm on the ball, and again, we'll look at it and try to help him along. But he comes in with a wealth of experience and a number of leagues and playing for a number of good teams in our league. So his ability to adapt and bring players into play is really nice. And he'll see minutes this year. There's no doubt about it. But his locker room presence has been excellent. And I think tonight on the field, we also got to see what his presence looked like.
Thanks, Colby. Next up, Zach Smith. Go for it.
Thank you. Hey, Josh. I was wondering if you had any more, at this point in the season, if you have any more clarity on kind of the striker position and what your plan is from there. You mentioned Musa had a good game tonight, and we saw Danny, but when Cincy comes around, do you have an idea of what you want from that position and what you're going to do?
Yeah, I want goals. I want goals from that position. I think all three of them have the ability to score goals. It's competitive. I think we're competitive throughout the field much more than we were last year, and right now we're healthy, which is also good. But they're three different strikers. Maxi brings a different level of energy and ground cover and pressing, but also running behind the line, and his ability to arrive in the boxes quite well. Musa brings this, what you saw tonight, a physicality and then a nimbleness to get away and bring players into the game. And Danny's a technical player, intelligent player. So, right now it's nice to have all three fit. I want them scoring goals, and that's what we expect to do, and that's what I think they're all striving to do. But as of now, there's not a clear decision, but we certainly have our ideas. We got another big game against Chicago to again further our physical, physically where we're at right now in preseason, and that'll be important for a lot of guys as well.
And then I know last year you kind of had the goal from the outset as a team, big picture stuff to make the playoffs.
Sure.
And that is there a big picture goal like that this season, or is it kind of game by game or month by month or whatever?
Yeah, we'll have our own internal goals that we talk about and that we feel are important. But I think everyone's goal is to make the playoffs. That is, I think just like when you show up, I think everyone wants to win. There's nothing else on your mind, and you want to be competitive. You want to make the playoffs. And I think we've made additions to this roster, both from a technical standpoint, from a character standpoint, that puts us in a position that we believe that can happen. But games come and the season starts, and we got to have these guys as ready as possible and be up for the challenge. It's a long journey, but I like where our guys are right now, and we'll continue to improve. But I think the mentality's been good in the preseason. The quality's been pretty good in the preseason. So, again, tonight should give our guys confidence. But, again, there's plenty of work to continue with.
Thanks, Zach. We got time for one more question, it looks like. Stu Myrick, go ahead and take that last one.
Thanks. Coach, 10 days away from the start of the season. You just mentioned you have one more preseason match with Chicago. Percentage-wise, where is your starting lineup? Are you talking 50% set, 70, 80? Give me your thoughts on where that starting lineup will be come February 26th.
Well, it'll definitely be ready. I think we'll use this last game to give our, who we believe are the starters, probably the majority minutes. I think that's the idea is we need these guys to play 90 minutes in order to be prepared for that first game against Cincinnati. The players came in much more fit than last year, so that was also a positive. And they're competing at a real high level, and that's also nice to see. But we have our ideas of who we believe the starting 11 will be, but it's going to be competitive. I think decisions are a good thing for coaches to have to make. There's a lot of quality in our group, and that's going to make all of us better. And I think that was something that probably evaded us last year. But we're looking forward to the first game against Cincinnati, but we want to finish preseason in a strong way and a healthy way to put us in a good spot to prepare for that first game. Good. Anybody else?
Sorry, my screen froze for a second.
No problem.
That's all the end of the questions. We'll give Josh one chance to say some closing remarks if you'd like to.
No, all is good. Appreciate it, guys, and look forward to seeing you at the next one.
All is good. Thanks, Josh. Everybody else, we will go ahead and stay on the line a few months. We'll be joined shortly here by Austin FC defender Hector Jimenez.
That's a legendary response there.
What was?
If he had any closing remarks.
That
was awesome.
Yeah, very good. You're live. Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
Look here, this is live stream.
Hey Hector, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
All good, all good. We're joined here by some members of the media up in the press box. Whenever
Awesome.
you're ready, we'll go ahead and get started with questions.
Yep. Let's go.
Cool. All right, just like before, everyone, please utilize the raise hand function to indicate you'd like to ask a question. We'll go with just one for each person first time around, and then if we have time, we will return for seconds. And please keep yourself on mute if you're not asking a question. Chris Bills, go ahead and take that first one.
Yeah, Hector, saw you wearing the armband tonight. As one of the leaders that's back on this team, what's the biggest difference you feel from a year ago, just from where you guys are at now, 10 days before the start of the season?
Chris, good to see you. The depth in our team, I think you see there's a lot more quality, a lot more competition, which at the end of the day, it's what makes a great team. And those decisions for the coaching staff would be a little bit difficult with quality like that. So that's my biggest take from last year and going into this new year.
Have you been talking with John Gallagher at all about his transition and how he's coming along at right back? It seems like he's doing pretty well, right?
Yeah, he's doing fantastic. We actually watch, during the week, we'll watch video and footage, and he's always willing to learn and ask questions throughout the week. And, as a veteran of this team who's played many games at right back, left back, I try to give him my best input that I can. But he's done fantastic for us this preseason, and hopefully, he can get some minutes there and help us along the way through the year.
Thanks, Chris. Phil West, go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a little bit about just the new additions to the team. In particular, I know that like teammate of yours at one point, and then just also Felipe seems to be quite the chaos agent on the team so far. It seems like he's doing a lot of really fun things.
No, absolutely. Felipe has been somebody who's, a veteran of this league. He's played over 200, I think maybe 250 games. He's done fantastic in these other clubs. And to have him here, he's a little bulldog on the field. And not only that, but he's got a very vocal voice, and he helps around the locker room and on the pitch as well. And as for Ethan, I've known Ethan for quite a long time now. Ethan's a workhorse. If you've known him, he's been around the league for a very long time. He's been successful in his clubs. So it's no different. We expect him to step in when needed and perform for us this year.
Thanks, Phil. Tyler Feldman, go ahead.
Hey there, just wanted to ask about the crowd tonight. I mean, Felipe at one point was just, he bulldogged with the crowd a little bit. He got the crowd riled up a little bit. They were loud start to finish. I mean, it really seemed like a regular season match. From year one to year two, it just seems like they haven't lost a beat either. No,
I agree. And we talked about it before we stepped on the field today. It's honestly a privilege to be able to play here at Q2. It's a preseason game, and I don't even know what the attendance was, maybe 15 plus. But it's amazing. And, throughout the year, last year, during difficult times, we knew that we can always count on them. And it's our due to repay them this year with a lot more wins at home. They're the heartbeat of this team. And, we appreciate them from the start of last season. And, it's just great to have them, even on a Wednesday night at 8 p.m., just loud and there for us.
Thanks, Tyler. Looks like that was all the hands we had up. So one last call for any more questions for Hector. Nope. Oh, one more hand. Tyler, go ahead.
Yeah, Hector, I mean, at this point, preseason friendlies under your belt, I mean, where does this team need to go to, really be set and ready for this second season?
Yeah, like you said, we're 10 games away. We've been working extremely hard, and I think we're at a complete different place that we were last year. Like I was mentioning earlier, just with the new additions have raised the level of training sessions, games that we've been a part of the last couple of weeks. We're just going to take this, one game at a time. And to be honest with you, we have 2 home games at the start of the season, which are really important for us to get the ball rolling in the right direction. So, we look forward to that first game on the 26th here at home, and hopefully we can get on the right step.
Looks like we got time for one more question. Chris Bills, go ahead and take that last one of the night.
Yeah, thanks, Kim. Hector, I just wanted to get your thoughts on Johan Valencia and Denny Pereira and sort of, I don't know if you can kind of describe what makes them different. We've seen them, kind of playing in the same role, but I just kind of wanted to in your words, like how they're a little bit different from each other and what you've seen so far from that number 6 role.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of Valencia. He's a ball winner, very strong in the midfield. I think he's still trying to get used to the system that we play here. Danny's got a year under his belt, but everyone's helping Valencia get up to speed. It'll take him a little bit just with the new language, the new system, the new country. But we've already seen that he's willing to learn. He's asking a lot of questions, which is a good thing. And so hopefully, we can make it easier for him as the season starts.
Awesome. Thanks, Hector, and thanks everyone for coming. That concludes tonight's post-match media availability. As always, we'll distribute assets from this in just a little bit, and everybody get home safe. We'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Cam.